Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for another Khans of Tarkir Swiss draft. Rare, we've got End Hostilities, so I think that's a pretty easy pickup. Very few board wipe spells in this format, and End Hostilities is a pretty amazing one, so happy to pick that up first. I think this is actually the first time I've gotten to play it. That might not be true, but I can't recall any other time I've gotten to play it, so happy to pick that up first. What else is good in here? Debilitating Injury is, always a nice pickup. Certainly find first. Rider kind of dedicates you to a lot early on. Jeskai Elder would be a great pickup too. It's a great card. Definitely better than the Student, I think, for the most part. It's just a very powerful, nice ability, especially for Sultai, but Jeskai as well, of course. Savage Punch, good removal. Plenty of good first picks in here, but pretty easy multiple card advantage spell and hostilities, so it seems like the right pickup. Okay, follow-up pick. Pretty tempted to take the Debilitating Injury, even though it immediately moves me into black. It's just a really, really nice spell. Killing Morph guys on turn 3, especially if you have a good amount of 1 and 2 drops, can be huge. And the white card in here is pretty good, Feat of Resistance, so I could stay completely open. I do actually like Feat of Resistance a lot. I mean, I don't like it as much as Debilitating Injury, but maybe I don't want to branch out so early at the same time. I do kind of want to take the Debilitating Injury, though. I'm pretty tempted. Black-white is such a good base to work off of. I really don't have a problem taking the Feat of Resistance, though. I think it's just those two picks, though, that I'm really looking at. Either of the two drops. So do I want to go into black right away? What other colors really go within, go with white besides black in this format? Just like red, and even then you're still kind of going the Mardu route. I think picking up the Debilitating Injury here is a pretty safe pickup. It's not too bad. Okay, so I mean, there's Tranquil Cove for fixing if I want to do a blue splash or take a blue direction. Last couple drafts I have had to really go up against what's the name of it? Why can't I think of the stupid name? Treasure. I can't even think of the 8-drop. I've played against it 100 times. My brain is scattered today, but the 8-drop draw 3 or whatever that's dominating modern. I've had to play against that a lot recently, and it's been tough. So contemplating that. There's some red picks in here that would just full-fledged move us into Mardu. Shambling Attendance is a fine card. It's not like a super exciting third pick. I don't really care if I miss any of these cards, so I could just take the Tranquil Cove, and then I could still be in Jeskai possibly, but then, yeah, I don't really care about any of those cards. I'm just going to take the Tranquil Cove. I'm not really missing out on anything. Incremental growth is quite strong, so we could move into possibly Abzan because of that, although that is pretty green intensive. Might not be a big deal, though. Crippling Chill is good. Jeskai Student, Mystic of the Hidden Way, War Behemoth, Sidisi's Pet, of course, yeah. So what's the pick here? I mean, Weapon Master moves me into Jeskai a little bit more. Ditch the Debilitating Injury plan. I'm not particularly keen on that. I could just take the Incremental Growth. It's early enough. It's certainly a very strong card. And Abzan is a color combination I actually like quite a bit. I've had a lot of success with that. I mean, Incremental Growth seems like it's far and away the strongest card in this pack, so I think I'm fairly safe in picking that. Okay, so options now. We've got Hate Blade, Kill Shot. I'm a huge Hate Blade fan, so I wouldn't have any problems taking it here. Kill Shot's good. Not much to say about it. It's not good if you're beat down, which is, I mean, it's okay if you're beat down, I should say. It's never like it's a bad card. It's just if you're trying to beat him down, then having defensive spells like Kill Shot is not exactly going along with your game plan, you know. It's not going to help you when you need to get past their defenses. I'm pretty tempted to take the Hate Blade here, but I don't think green-white has any other color, anything else besides Abzan, really. So I'm going to take the Hate Blade here over the Kill Shot. I do like the Kill Shot, too. Rush of Battle seems fine. If you're in Abzan, there's plenty of warriors. So I could end up making some use out of that. Otherwise, Dragon Scale Boon's a fine card, but nothing special. And there's really not that much else in this pack. Bloodfell Caves, if I thought. I guess we could end up Mardu. There is a chance for that. I could probably find another Rush of Battle. I only have one warrior currently anyway. If I take the Bloodfell Caves, I can still move into Mardu and ditch the incremental growth. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'm just passing like a Rush of Battle, which isn't even a big deal. So Windscarred Crag would be some more fixing for that direction. Otherwise, Active Treason. Defiant Strike is okay if you have some prowess to reward you. Trumpet Blast is certainly good in the Mardu strategy with your token creators, but I don't have any of them currently. So I think I'm just going to take this Windscarred Crag, which is fine. No problemo there. Okay. Scoured Barons seems okay. I could take the Smite the Monstrous, which is a fine card. Also Trumpet Blast, which is also fine. But I think on-color fixing is more important than any of these cards. There's maybe an argument for the Smite the Monstrous, but I don't really care about it all that much right now. Barrage of Boulders is actually a fine card, and it's potentially on color if we're definitely going this red route. I actually like Barrage of Boulders. I've played with it. I've won with it. It's a pretty powerful effect. It can be, at least, especially if you're against another token strategy. Whirlwind Adept, for example, is a card that's ordinarily pretty bad, but kind of good with Barrage of Boulders. Hexproof, unblockable, 5-power dude. We'll take it. We definitely don't have to main deck it. None of these cards matter too much for us, so I guess I'll take the Valley Dasher. Could end up going much deeper red, like red-white, splash-black, and I think Hateblade is still fine like that. Not as good, but still fine. We're not passing anything of real substance here anyway, so Valley Dasher seems fine. All right, we can go Valley Dasher number 2. I think this card's fine. If you're playing Beatdown, Valley Dasher is perfectly reasonable, so I'll take it. Barrage of Boulders number 2. Well, it's probably more likely than the Secret that I would take it, so why not? Summit Prowler, certainly a fine card. Not great, but works well with the Barrage of Boulders, so we'll take it. Rotting Mastodon, playable, but hopefully not playing it. So at this point, I mean, it kind of pretty much getting that red signal pretty hard that we're supposed to be in red, although a couple of the picks are just Barrage of Boulders, so nothing special. A lot of those picks, I just sort of took some nice Mardu fixing for it, and I don't really mind that so much. That was only pack 1, and we've got a pretty nice little land base going already, so we should be able to much more easily splash the black if necessary and try and focus on red-white if we can. Ooh, Savage Knuckleblade's a good card. What's the best for Mardu? Probably the Horde Chief, especially with the Valley Dashers. I'm liking that quite a bit, so I think we'll take that. Hopefully another Rush of Battle can turn up. That would be nice. Savage Knuckleblade's a good card. I certainly don't like passing it, but I don't think I want to shift out of black and white and bring in an incremental growth. I don't necessarily... I think the white and black cards we have are definitely worth trying to make work in this deck. So I think it's a pretty easy Horde Chief, actually. Just a really solid creature all around. Wow, another incremental growth? That's kind of crazy. Warname Aspirant seems fine. Fine 2-drop. If black's our splash color, the Disowned Ancestor is going to be a little bit tougher to play. Swarm of Bloodflies is fine too. But let's take some cheap stuff. We kind of got this nice little cheap strategy going. I think Debilitating Injury can be pretty awkward on the splash, but we'll see what our mana base ends up like and see how that goes down. We could also take the Aerostorm. I mean, I think I'm a bigger fan of Aerostorm than most people, since it's not only a removal spell, but it kills people. But I can see the argument for just wanting a nice cheap creature. Keep the aggressive nature of this, because if we're planning on playing 2 Valley Dashers, let's make sure we're a hyper aggressive deck here. So let's take the Warname Aspirant. End Hostilities, of course, still worthy of playing even in a very aggressive deck like this, mostly just because it's potential for like 5 for 1-ing somebody or something like that. You can really switch some board states with End Hostilities. Well, Bloodsoaked Champion is a warrior, but a little less impressed with it on the splash, but then again, I guess the only other thing worth taking is like a Bloodfell Caves. I still think I probably like that more than the Bloodsoaked Champ. It is a warrior. Could also take the Scavenger, which is fine on the splash, but um, I feel like it's a bit messy if I take the Bloodsoaked Champion here. I kind of want to focus on this white-red and not red-black. I don't want like a perfect mix of colors is what I'm trying to say. I really want to focus on two colors. I could just take the Act of Treason, which is also, it's a very powerful card in a deck like this that's just beating in nonstop. I think I'll take the Act. I could take the Fixing here, but I don't get a lot of chances to play the Act of Treason deck, so I'm kind of tempted. I think it's a pretty easy Rough Rider here. That's a super strong card, certainly stronger than the War Shrieker, I think. We currently don't have any Morph, which is very unusual, but I mean, it's just a really easy Rough Rider. This card's fantastic. This is technically some fixing, but I'm a little more tempted to take a second Hate Blade. Turns on our Warname Aspirant Raid and Horde Chief Raid a little bit better. Could actually just take the Kieran if we're splashing black. I think I'm more okay with that. I like the 2/3 Flying Vig. I like cheap creatures a lot too, but 2/3 seems worthwhile here. I could just take the Skull Hunter, but both Skull Hunter and Bondkin come a little bit less impressive if red is not our main color, which I still think I don't want it to be. I could also take the Summit Prowler, which once again turns on our Barrage of Boulders. These cards, believe me, are actually playable if you have enough cards to turn them on. But I think actually the Evasiveness Alabaster Kieran is probably the pick we're looking for. Get that flyer. All right, I think it's pretty easy. Horde Chief number 2. Don't really need to look around much more beyond that. Leaping Master is actually very good in this deck too, but Horde Chief is just going to be better. I hope we pick up a Rush of Battle, because I did take a piece of fixing over it, kind of banking that we would see another one. And at this point, this deck looks like Rush of Battle is pretty good. All right, pretty easy pony back. Yeah, not much to say. Just good card. Hopefully we see another Trumpet Blast eventually. Make it work a little bit better. So far, not bad. We really need some more removal. Just an injury and an Act of Treason and the Barrage of Boulders, which currently aren't even that good. We only have a couple guys that actually give us the full value. Bloodfire Expert's another one, though, that could give us full value. There's also Bring Low, which is more removal. I have 10 creatures currently. I do really like the Bloodfire Expert with Barrage of Boulders is very good. Take Up Arms gives you warriors. This is not a warrior, but we don't have a hyper-intensive warrior strategy going on right now. I don't mind the Bloodfire Expert here. I also don't mind the Bloodfell Caves, but it looks like our Black Splash is going to be pretty simple. We've already got a couple ways to do it. I'm going to take the Bloodfire Expert. I possibly want to make this Barrage of Boulders plan work if I can. All right, I'm going to take the Windscarred Crag over the Tracker here. Tracker's not the greatest card, and I think I should be able to pick up enough creatures to make our deck work. And just picking up the Crag just helps our mana base tremendously. Some people have like commented that they don't understand. They don't think that getting fixing in main colors, they don't think it's that useful. But I actually beg to differ. I think it's super useful. This is an easy Arrow Storm, by the way, but it allows you to more consistently hit both colors. So I definitely like even picking up lands that are with your focus colors. I mean, clearly the Bloodfell Caves are better for the deck, but yeah, Windscarred Crags are still very much helping the mana base. All right, I guess we take the 1-drop Cavalry. I doubt I'm going to play a Lamassu. I really don't think that's happening. So I guess we'll take the Cavalry just in case we get some more raid we want to turn on. I mean, we've got a couple Horde Chiefs already, so. Currently only have, what, 3? I think just 3 cards that, ooh, nice War Shrieker pickup there. That helps a lot. So we're up to 19 cards, 13 creatures. This deck just really needs a couple more removal spells, and we're sitting pretty. But Debilitating Injury, Act of Treason, End Hostilities, Arrow Storm is not bad at all. Currently, the Barrage of Boulders are not going to make the cut, but we still have a pack left to really find out if we can make these work. And I'd like to kind of show off their power because I've had it work for me before, and it's pretty nice. It's really nice when you're rushing out the gates and you just can't beat them down. You just don't, you don't have enough to push through, and then you just wait until you get the 4-power guy, and then you just barrage of boulders past all their guys. It's really good. I think it's an Arc Lightning pretty easily here. I like the Horde Chief number 3, and I mean there's Debilitating Injury of course too, and another 2-drop in the Jeskai student. But Arc Lightning is more removal, which I think this deck wants, especially since we're rocking a good amount of creatures already. So I think it's pretty easy Arc Lightning. Uh-oh. Got it all messed up here. All right. Kill Shot, not the greatest in this deck. Could take Alabaster Kieran number 2, which is certainly not bad. Could also take the Summit Prowler, which is going to work better with our Barrage of Boulders. But once again, I think the Kieran's just a better card. There's Necropolis Fiend, but it's a little bit deeper black than I'd like, so I'm not really feeling it. I do definitely, I mean, I want to make the Barrage of Boulders work if I can. How realistic is that? I don't know. Doesn't seem super realistic. I certainly wouldn't be upset if I couldn't run Barrage of Boulders. It's not like it's going to break my deck. Not much else I care about here. Summit Prowler, for the most part, is kind of a lackluster card. It's not great. It's certainly good if you need it for Barrage, but I'd rather just have the better card in Alabaster Kieran. So 14 creatures, good amount of removal spells. Our deck's coming together reasonably well. Wow, past the Dragon Style Twins. I mean, tough to deny that. We could just take Arc Lightning number 2, but I think I like Double Strike quite a bit. Double Strike is pretty strong. Timely Horde Mate's a good card too, but I'm going for the Double Striker here. It's kind of tough to pass that. The potential for 6 damage without any help is just really good. And it blocks well. It's just a good card. Arc Lightning number 2 would be welcome in this deck, but I don't think it's happening. Another thing that's great about Dragon Style Twins is it's yet another card that turns on Barrage of Boulders. I think if we were to play Barrage of Boulders in this deck, which I'm more than willing to do, I think we just need to run 1 currently, but we'll see how many 4-power guys we end up with. Currently, what do we have, like 4? Remember, I'm counting the 3-power prowess guys, so 1, 2, 3, 4 total. Yeah, that's not bad. Wow, Raider Spoils. Nice. Foil Flying Crane Technique. I could just take the Raider Spoils. We currently have Ponyback Double Horde Chief. Even without a bunch of warriors, the card's just good. It certainly seems worthy of a splash. Otherwise, Aerostorm is nice too. I think I'm just going to take Raider Spoils. I'm a bigger fan than I think. Well, people are starting to really turn around on Raider Spoils and understand how good it is, so that's good. I mean, we're kind of a little bit lower on Warriors than I usually am when I play Raider Spoils, but we still have a pretty good amount. We've got the Hate Blade and Aspirant and Double Horde Chief, Ponyback. Maybe that's it, but remember, it pumps everything too, so it's actually really good with the Kiorans. Yeah, it's just good. It's just good. No problems with it. Chief of the Edge, a little bit less impressive on the splash. Hordeling Outburst is definitely going to be good with the Raider Spoils. Is it good with anything else? We don't have a Trumpet Blast, so not especially, but there's really not... Oh, the Rush of Battle, actually. Yeah, I think we actually need the Rush of Battle for this deck. I really do like the Hordeling Outburst, but I was kind of waiting for a Rush of Battle because this deck, I think, just really wants one. I'm debating whether I'm playing 18 lands. I feel as if I likely am, but the thing is, you typically want to play 18 lands when you have, I would think, a heavy morph deck. But I guess we're a little bit top heavier than I would like. So I guess I don't have a problem running 18 lands, getting the Rush of Battle here. All right, we don't need a second Rush of Battle. I don't really need any of this other stuff, so I'm just going to take the Bloodfell Caves, make our mana a little bit better. Yeah, I don't think we need double Rush of Battle Raider Spoils in this deck so much. We've already kind of got a heavy amount of 4-drops. Just seems excessive after that, so we'll take the Caves. Leaping Masters seems like a pretty reasonable pickup here. Could actually take another Warrior, but once again, just too many 4-drops, so let's take the Leaping Master, which is definitely a good card. There's our Trumpet Blast. So we could theoretically take that. Sage Eye Harrier is also a Warrior, which is good, but Trumpet Blast with, let's see, double Horde Chief, Pony back. I guess Trumpet Blast seems less necessary with Rush of Battle Raider Spoils. We kind of already got the pump reward is for tokens on lockdown a little bit. So I guess I could take the Sage Eye Harrier, which is a Warrior. I'm not really impressed all that much with this card, though, in a vacuum. I don't really care about any of these, so I guess I'll take the Trumpet Blast. It's likely we're not playing any of them, but I may play the Trumpet Blast over the Barrage of Boulders. Barrage is fine, but probably not exactly what this deck needs. All right, I'll take a Tracker here, but I don't think we're playing it. Summit Prowler did table. Guess I'll take it over anything here, but I don't think we need it. Tormenting Voice is a fine card, but I also don't think that's exactly what this deck needs. Could take the Smite. It's probably a better sideboard card. I think I'll just hate the Crippling Chill. I don't have any blue picks worth splashing. So, take it. Take the, maybe the, oh, I guess Mentor's probably better against us. So far, pretty good deck, though. We've got a couple cards we still need to cut. I think the Barrage is probably getting the axe. Wow. Well, we got the Rush of Battle, but we'll figure it out. So, I guess if we're cutting the Barrage, maybe we cut the Summit Prowler, just cut one of our 4-drops. Go down to 15 creatures. This is this would be 17 lands. This would be a 17 land deck here. I'm a little more tempted to cut the Debilitating Injury just because it's not super impressive on the splash. I think I'd rather cut that than the Act of Treason for this deck, just because we look like we can pretty efficiently beat down. I'm trying to think if I can just get away with 17 lands. You know, there's a chance, but I guess we're a bit top heavier than I prefer. This is like a 3-drop, though. Let's separate stuff out real quick here. I need to sort of take a look at what I'm working with. The deck's fine. I mean, that's the good news. We don't really need the Cavalry, actually. I just don't like that card. But then I guess we're back down at 14 creatures, which I don't like. The Prowler's fine. I guess I'm a little more tempted to play the Tracker in here if we're going to play 17 lands, mostly because I don't want to be too 4-drop heavy, but only having 4 5-drops seems like we could get away with 17 lands. This is an 18-land format for the most part, but keep in mind my curve is fairly low. It's fairly low. I guess Debilitating Injury is not that good. I do want a lot of rewards for like Trumpet Blast, Raider Spoils, Rush of Battle, so maybe it's better to get another creature in here, like cut the injury. Cavalry is pretty unimpressive for the most part, but is it something this deck wants? Or do I want to just get the Prowler, play that? How many things did I have that work with the Barrage, especially if I don't have the Prowlers in here? I have 1, 2, 3 cards total. Okay. I mean, theoretically, I could cut the 2 Kirins and then bring in the 2 Prowlers and go up to 6 cards in my deck that interact positively with Barrage of Boulders that basically make your entire team unblockable, which is indeed good. But I think this deck's better just focusing on the Raider Spoils, Rush of Battle, and really just getting as many creatures packed in here as possible. So it might actually be better to... We could try and toss in... I mean, I guess 6 4-drops is a little bit heavy with 17 lands. It's a little bit challenging. Is Trumpet Blast, Raider Spoils, Rush of Battle overkill? I mean, we have 16 creatures. Double Horde Chief, Ponyback Brigade. If I'm cutting any one of these 3 cards, I think I'd prefer to cut the Trumpet Blast. Not because it's bad, the worst of them, but because we can actually get rewards out of these 2. Even Raider Spoils on the splash seems worthwhile to me. But then we go up to 18 lands again. So the question is really, do I feel comfortable playing 17 lands? Trumpet Blast, Raiders, Spoils, Rush of Battle. I think I do. I can also cut the Trumpet Blast and do the Barrage. And then we're at, what, 5 creatures in our deck that make all of our guys unblockable? Or is that only 4? Did I miss one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Must have already cut them. 4 is a little bit low to make Barrage be as good as you want it to be. So the question is 18 lands, or try and make a Trumpet Blast work, or try and make a Debilitating Injury work. Or 18 lands with 4/5 drops, or 4/4 drops. And we have a couple, I guess. Well, maybe I'll just do the 18 lands with Raider Spoils and Rush of Battle. Raider Spoils can potentially be... really doesn't feel like an 18 land deck, but we are 3 color. I guess we have 3 black fixing already, and what, we can run 4 sources of black pretty easily. But then we definitely don't want to do the injury. Okay. I'm going to run the Trumpet Blast. I'm going to run 17 lands. I typically don't do it in this format, but for some reason this deck really does strike me as a 17 land deck. Just because I really don't have to disrupt my mana base all that much. We already have just a million sources of red and white. I need 1 swamp. And then if I go like this, it's how many sources red, how many, let's count it up here. So we have 4 sources black, we have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 sources red, which is a lot, and we have 3, 6, 7 sources white. I can pretty easily cut 1 red source and get another white in here. So then we're at 10 sources red, 8 sources white, 4 sources black. It's pretty good. I'm pretty comfortable with that mana base, especially with 17 lands. Yeah, I think this deck's good. I like it. It's pretty beat down-ish. Got some nice, pretty good ways to pump our creatures. Got Active Treason, which I kind of like too, in this deck especially. Yeah, I think this deck could win it for sure. So I think we're just going to run it like this, and we'll see how we do. I'll see you round 1.